Madridistas. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Be Real podcast. You know the drill. If you're new here, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. If you have been living under a rock, you wouldn't probably know, but we're
Suddenly your
proudly,
camera is off.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I have no idea why it gets turned off. Just give me a second. Is it off again?
No, it's on now.
Um, is it off again? No, right?
No,
Okay.
you're on.
We are proud to present our brand new sponsors, Manscaped. So you guys have been asking us how can we show support to support to the cause, support for what we do. This is the perfect opportunity, perfect excuse to show some love to us, show some love to Manscaped as well. The link is in the pinned comment as well as the description below. Valentine's Day is around the corner. If you guys want to gift something for your loved ones, your whether it be a girl or a boy, man or woman, Manscaped has a huge catalog of items to offer, ranging from their pioneers and below the waist grooming, but their catalog offers everything from loungewear to trimmers, nose trimmers, deodorants, beard waxes, all of that. So big up Manscaped again, and don't forget the code LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping. Yes. Where do we start? Firstly, I'll start with the pleasantries, because I'm not in the mood to discuss the game at all. But I'm here to, basically do a job, right? This is kind of the grind we are on, and we have to talk about the game. But yeah, man, big up Mo, big up my co-panel. What's the vibe like? And talk to us.
Yeah, man. Hi, Suned. I can see that you're really disappointed after the match, and understandably so. After the goal, when I was kind of bummed out too. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I was more bummed out about the goal that was disallowed, that we conceded, the one that Mendy put out a corner kick, and it was like it went out, and that we immediately considered the opening of the second half. I was kind of more disappointed about it, but when it came to this one, I was kind of expecting it because of the changes that Ancelotti made and the changes that we're going to discuss in detail. So right now, I'm kind of happy that Girona drew. So we the difference between us hasn't changed, still 2 points. So next weekend, hopefully Rudiger is back. Hopefully Vinicius is back. We can get the needed 3 points and increase the lead. So for now, yeah, I expected worse. So I'm kind of satisfied with the fact that we're going out with a draw, and kind of satisfied with the performance that the players gave overall, especially defensively.
I can't fault the players for effort or putting their bodies on the line and giving absolutely everything on the pitch. I think every single one of them can hold their head high, apart from maybe Mendy. But even Mendy had a few redeeming moments throughout the game, in my opinion. Even though there were some definitely shocking giveaways and whatnot. We knew going into this game, missing Chouameni and Rudiger would be something that we would find it really tough to crawl our way back from, especially given the recent history against Atleti and how they capitalize on deep crosses to great effect against us. Before we get into things, let me read a few of the comments. There are a bunch of them. Big up Ashik again, always first to the chat. He was mentioning, can't say anything about the dedication of these players today. They played their skins off despite having a makeshift defense, but why take out Brahim with a solitary goal lead? I didn't understand that as well, because he was absolutely one of the best players on the pitch. Rodrigo, yes, he was bright, he was a threat, but in my opinion, I would have taken off Rodrigo before taking off Brahim. But yeah, man, Ashik goes. Yeah.
Hard to disagree with that point. I probably would have gone the same way. Ibrahim should have been on.
100%. Ashik was mentioning everyone played their heart out. Lonin came up big when called for 3 potential pens, not called in our favor, but I'm sure everyone will talk about the correctly disallowed goal. 100%. I'm not sure. The commentary was mentioning the Lucas Vazquez pen was not a pen. I don't get it. I've seen plenty of those given. You could argue that the video basically fools you into thinking that Lucas Vazquez goes into the tackle himself. But what else is he supposed to do? Cut his legs off? Hang it in the kitchen or something? because he is in a tussle, right?
I kind
He
of feel
has
that
to go for it.
Saul kind of like barged into him, like even it
Yeah,
is like it kind of like moved towards
yeah.
him. So for me, it was like a penalty. I don't know what happened,
Mm.
but with the way La Liga is, I am wondering if we should be giving a call to Florentino and telling him, ask for a refund because all these money that we have been paying in, no decisions in our favor. Come on, man, that's money wasted. We could have bought a center back with this.
100%. Yeah, the center back situation, don't even start. Tasaliba was saying, I'm sorry, but I wanted life of me for Rodrigo to succeed. But as we have Vinny, he'll be better off somewhere else. Not saying he won't be a great footballer, but on the right medium. What? Tasaliba, super harsh. Not Real Madrid material. Ungrateful as fuck. Tasaliba says, let him go and spread his wings. He is a Madrid material on the left flank, but I don't think he'll be ever good enough on the right. We gave him time. I don't think so, mate. No. Um, Jagog here. Big up Jagog. He was mentioning you can never settle for a 1-0 in a derby. 100%. That was what my conscience was screaming all throughout,
Yeah,
the second half.
at the halftime, I was thinking, we need at least two more goals because the
Yeah.
way it was, and I think kind of Atleti scored two goals, so two more goals were needed. Thankfully for us, one of them were disallowed, like correctly as Ashik said. So for me, it was like we didn't score enough. We didn't take advantage of the chances that we had in the offensive end. It's hard to fault what happened defensively. We were kind of expecting it to happen more often, but we kind of got lucky. We only conceded one goal because Atleti had a few good chances, they didn't score. But
They had three big chances in the first half,
yeah,
which,
definitely. And the one
if
that Savage missed, I mean, that was like open net, almost, because Lunin was dragged out and he had a good chance to score, but he missed it from that closer range. So for me, I think Atleti could have done better on that particular goal that we considered. We probably could have done better, Nacho especially, and Kamavinga giving the ball away cheaply. But overall, yeah, I kind of take the result and move on.
100%. If we actually conceded from a corner or set piece or a cross, nobody would have been surprised, and rightfully so. We got away with it. We saw there were warning signs, right? I've no idea why we were so ponderous, right? Like in so many of the occasions, like the instance in the second half where Jude Bellingham plays it out to Hosselu. Yes, he should take a shot, but he definitely knows if he takes a shot, the guy next to him is going to block it. He's the shot radius is going to be within the defender's reach. Like in my opinion, he should have taken a touch, maybe laid it off, or maybe try to go around him. But yeah, I wouldn't blame Hosselu much. But yeah, silly instances like that where we could have been a little more cutthroat would have ensured that we walk away with all 3 points, and we absolutely deserve to win the game. There's no one who's gonna walk out that stadium, or even people watching at home would think that yeah, we scraped a draw. We absolutely should be winning the game. We should be winning the game at least by 2 goals to nil. Um, but yeah, man, Atleti hung in there and yeah, rightfully got rewarded in the end for some of the stuff that we are famed for. Yeah,
Yeah,
the irony.
that was the
Mm.
thing in my mind as well. Today we realized we got we got our own a taste of our own medicine. Today we got what it feels like to be playing against Real Madrid with a goal down. So in the 90th minute.
Uno reverse card,
Yeah.
basically. Mm. Um, Tasiliba says doesn't change the fact that he has been anonymous. I think he's talking about Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Marcus Winningham, big up Marcus. He was mentioning the referee ruined our 3 points. I know he must be glad by now. I'm not sure, but yeah, he had a few contentious decisions. But yeah, I don't expect anything from La Liga referees, man, honestly, because the bar is so low. You turn on the TV, you know how it's going to play out, right? Regardless who bribes who, right? We can all throw allegations from both divides, but both sides, know very well that the standard of refereeing across La Liga is basically, in the gutter. That guy King Ceballos is not the guy, man. It's Let me take you back, right? Mo, do you remember that instance where Ceballos was on the byline and they're trying to pass it down the line, and he sticks
No, I don't
a foot
remember.
out for no reason? Yeah, it was, I think, before the corner happened, that led to the goal. But yeah,
Wanted like a
I'm
good
not
goal.
gonna talk.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the goal was because the way Kamavinga lost the ball in the midfield, kind of gave them the
Yeah,
goal, and they ran with
he
it.
was absolutely knackered. I think Kamavinga had a very good game.
Yeah, he had a good game, I think. But the thing is, like we kind of got caught in transition back then. We lost the ball high up, and we didn't really have the time to regain our position. And when the ball came inside, with a Memphis header, because Memphis got a
Yeah,
header, I won the header. Once it comes in with the header, I kind of like Carvajal and Nacho, like they were caught in no man's land with nobody, absolutely nobody taking the initiative. In situations like these, I was kind of expecting
Thibaut
Nacho
comes and
to.
grabs the ball, right?
I mean, I
Easy.
don't, man. Come on, it was like kind of far,
I don't know.
It should
Yeah,
have been the center back. For me personally, I think Nacho should have taken charge of the
Nacho should
situation
have.
because he was
Yeah,
the
should have been
senior center
proactive.
back, right?
Yeah,
And so for me, Nacho should have taken, but it happened. Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
honestly, yes. Watching it unfold is just painful. Hassan was mentioning as soon as Sabah steps on the pitch, we concede uncomfortable conversations. It's perfectly comfortable conversations, man. Like we have talked about it to death. Actually, there's nothing uncomfortable about it. Yeah, you said it yourself. He's a fucking. Anyway, Ashik was mentioning if Brahim had scored that goal just before being taken off, that could have been one of the goals of the season. Let's talk about good stuff for a bit. Yeah, I want to get out of this slump, right? Brahim on the night, the all the kamikaze lineup reveals, almost like a gender reveal gone wrong, right? Vinicius is starting, and then Joselu starting, and then Joselu's benched. Brahim starts, and we kind of had to, ruffle through all that to, get around the pitch. And from the get go, Brahim was like, "Nah, these guys disrespected me. I want to prove a point." And yeah, man, he played like he had fire in his belly.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is like I kind like a lot of people were expecting Joselu to start because obviously he had a good game last game around.
100%.
But for me personally, I thought that Ancelotti had a plan. Ancelotti decided that he was gonna play in transition, and I think it kind of worked out for us because Atleti were obviously gonna go for the jugular because we did, with the height of our central defense, it was kind of like obvious they were gonna target them. But
Yeah.
for me, the surprise were the first 15, 16 minutes when like Atleti had absolutely no initiative. And we were kind of like opening them with ease, with fast passing and
Yeah.
good combination moves, and getting the ball in the final third. It was only the decision making the final third and that final ball that was kind of missing. And it is to be expected, especially with Atleti, with the way they play with 8 men defending. So that's something that did not work out for us. But when the goal went in, I kind of felt like we needed to take charge of the situation a little bit more because we needed one more goal. Like I said, even at halftime I was like, yeah, we reached 1-0, but we need a little one more goal. And Brahim was key in that. Of all our attacking players, Jude, Rodrigo, everybody included, I felt like Brahim had a lot of creativity. He was trying to do a lot. He was trying a lot to put the athletic players into uncomfortable situations, especially the defenders. So for me, Brahim had a brilliant performance. On some moments, I felt kind of like Brahim maybe is trying a little bit too hard. He should probably get his teammates involved a little bit more. But he was trying to go alone on a few of the chances, so that was kind of like iffy for me. But overall, I think it was pretty brilliant. And if that goal that Ashik said, if that goal had gone in the second half, I think we would have been standing and applauding him. Despite everything, I think he got a standing ovation from the Bernabeu, and getting a standing ovation for the Bernabeu is like not everybody gets that. So incredible performance from him.
Send him also to the shops, man. Like with that dropped shoulder, Witzel was like, what should I do? Should I basically retire now? Be having to face this little little Beyblade, right? Which I would associate Brahim with, man. But yeah, I'm super happy with him. I knew what we would be getting with Brahim. Like always would like to reiterate. Like I had hopes that eventually the day will come that where he is a very very key part of the furniture at the Casablanca. But yeah, man, Brahim for me laid off some beautiful balls, especially that back heel to Rodrigo was sublime. His understanding of space is next to none. In my opinion, he should be higher in the pecking order, maybe arguably higher above Joselu.
I mean, he's above Oslo now, right?
Really?
Yeah,
But Joselu is
he's
the
starting
first
ahead of
plan
him.
B, right? Oh yeah, for tonight maybe. But as of late, like I've thought maybe off the bench, Joselu's kind of, Carlos go-to man. But it's okay. It's okay.
I think
Joselu
like
or
it
Brahim,
depends on the
yeah,
situation. He kind of like I've seen him use more
yeah.
Brahim lately than Joselu, but
Mm,
he's kind of okay. I think the thing is like Winnie and Rodrigo are always going to be starting ahead of him, at least this season. So yeah,
mm,
Brahim I think but Brahim's performances have been pushing like at least from the fan side, because the thing is like when we've got a
yeah.
performance like this, you're like kind of like wondering why is he not starting more often. So he's done a good job, and the fact that he came from sixth choice almost to to vault himself into like almost quasi third choice is like incredible in itself. With Ancelotti, somebody who doesn't easily change his mind about players, to get him to change his mind, I guess that he's done like incredibly well this season.
100%. Even the ball that he laid out to Fede, Fede basically opened his body up to place the shot. Maybe he should have just gone for power, taken a black by surprise, bottom corner or something. But yeah, man, Brahim, I think there's more to come, right? I wouldn't be angry or wouldn't be disappointed if I was him, if he's not going to be starting, because that is basically the bar that has been set, ever since the season kicked off, that Rodrigo and Vinicius, regardless of what happens, if they're fit, they're going to start. No questions asked. Apart from maybe if there is, a game like Getafe on the horizon, right? Um, but I truly believe that in the Champions League, this man is going to cook. He's going to come on when, we need a spark, and he's going to provide it. I have absolute faith in that happening. Um, yeah, let me read a few of the comments. Prince Arthur was mentioning Nacho should bow his head in shame. Let's not be hard on Rodrigo. I feel like he's injured. Um, Rodrigo has been off for a while. I'm not sure if he's
I think
carrying a knock or something.
this was like his
Mm,
fifth game without scoring, so
mm,
he's kind of like the drought is
yeah,
beginning to kind of lay on his head. But yeah, man, I think he could have had a goal today with the chances we created.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, I'm not sure about the Nacho criticism. Yes, the goal, yeah. But apart
I mean,
from that,
I kind
I
of get
think.
it
Mm,
because
mm,
Nacho is like the central defender in this lineup, right? So
mm,
everybody's expecting him to be at least performing, and even before that, in the first half, I kind of felt that there were certain situations where Nacho didn't exactly like read the situation well, and he
yeah,
wasn't exactly like doing what you expect from your lead center back to do. Because with Rudiger, when Rudiger and Nacho are playing, Rudiger takes a lot of control, and
100%.
he does a lot of things that help out Nacho. And Nacho
Mm,
is always kind of receding in the back with the way
mm,
the back pairing has been working. But like
mm,
for me, I think today was a time that the old Nacho should have come back, the aggressive one, where he should be taking charge of situations. From the seasons before when he used to
mm,
play alongside Militao and Varane. So I was kind of expecting that version to come back, but I think he kind of laid uh, a lot of the leadership thing onto Carvajal. I guess he was like kind of like I am the only center back, so he was being extra cautious today. But that kind of like overall, it didn't really hurt us, luckily. But like in the last play of the game, especially, he should have been heading that ball away, because that is just like pure defensive instinct, right? Any defender who sees that ball come in like that in the box is going for that ball. The fact that Nacho doesn't go for it is kind of like I kind of found it like appalling. For me personally, I think yeah, you
He
have
used
a
to be a guy who used to put his head through, fucking walls
yeah,
before,
exactly, man.
right?
That is the
Mm,
Nacho we are used to. So seeing
yeah,
him like kind of shy away is like it was disappointing for me. But like you said, we don't shouldn't be too harsh on him. But that is one thing
yeah,
it kind of hurt for me.
uh,
The only thing that keeps me like grounded is the fact that when I consider he's a fourth choice center back right now,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you don't have too high expectations.
And I think this season maybe it might be due to age, due to I don't know, mitigating circumstances. I had such expectations of Nacho that the more I see this version of Nacho, my expectations are very very low. So maybe that's the reason why I wasn't very surprised, and I didn't make note of instances where he was absolutely the reason, where we were on the back foot. Like those errors, I think even Rudiger has been showcasing for at least the past couple of weeks as well. So our defense is unreliable, man. I'll put it that way. Maybe to basically calm myself down or do that. It's kind of a coping mechanism at this point.
What kind of
That
errors like from Rudiger are you referring to? I didn't get it.
in terms of not reading the play well, not anticipating danger, maybe being a little
I mean,
lethargic in
Rudiger has
presses.
been doing everything. You can't say that.
maybe a month ago, yes, he
Nah,
was
man.
not
Even
susceptible
even
to
in
all that.
January, even in the Super Cup, even in the games like transitions, he's been
No, I
defending
get Super
himself.
Cup was a while away. Like I'm talking
But
about
it's like
maybe last
half a
couple of
month
weeks.
ago, right? After that, how many
Last
games? Like,
couple of weeks, in my opinion, Rudiger has been susceptible. Like especially the goal against Las Palmas as well.
I don't know,
The
man. For
Rudiger
me, the thing
before
is
that,
like okay,
Rudiger a
maybe
couple of
they
months
were
ago,
like they were
he wouldn't
good.
let that happen. Mm,
Maybe yeah, a couple of like maybe one or two plays. But for me, like Rudiger has been exceptionally good. Like when it comes to
mm,
transitions, when it comes to defense, like
mm.
it's something that we have discussed about it, right? Rudiger has been like being the perfect Real Madrid defender like over the past like over the ever since he's come back into the team, since Militao went
Yeah.
missing, like Militao got injured, and the thing is like this guy's been marshalling the entire backline by himself. So for me, I don't definitely agree with you, but like maybe you have a point when you talk about certain plays. But yeah, Nacho man, I expect a little bit more.
That guy King was mentioning why was Nacho trying to kick the ball instead of heading it? I don't get it.
Yeah,
The
man, that's like
replay.
for me is like
Yeah,
when you're a defender, you have that instinct to go for the ball. I
mm,
can't understand why he didn't go for it.
yeah. S- A part of me thinks since this guy Marcos Llorente is basically is a freight train. He is ready to knock down anything in his pathway. Maybe Nacho is for a split second. I know it's just poor judgment and poor anticipation on his behalf.
Nah, man,
But
you are right, absolutely. Where you talk about it,
what if he puts out a foot and if it's a pen, it's just fine margins, right? Like that's what
yeah.
I
The thing
thought.
is like the
Mm,
ball is in the
mm,
air, right? You are a center
yeah,
defender. What is the first thing you're
yeah,
thinking? It head it away, and you're gonna
yeah,
jump.
yeah. I know.
So for
Yeah,
me, I don't understand it. Like
the reasoning why he put his foot out. That's what I'm trying to basically reenact. Holy fucking shit! But yeah, um, I've never been a defender, but here I am. Farouk was mentioning. Hello from the other side. Big up Farouk, man. Enjoying his vacay in Nigeria, where we have to grind, right, Farouk? When you come back, you will be put on post-match duty a lot more often, right? So brace yourself.
I'm just happy that Farouk hasn't been put into prison by now. So
Yeah, 100%. He's a notorious, um,
he's absconding from
womanizer.
people.
Let's absconding, right? Ashik was mentioning we started losing the ball a bit more at the later stages of the game, but fatigue may have been a factor. Nacho doesn't have a commanding presence for a captain. Nacho used to be commanding, wherein the pressure, the expectation wasn't this high. I think the expectations are getting to Nacho. Like I've been saying this ever since the start of the season, where I've seen a clear drop off in his performances. I can't attribute it with anything else apart from maybe age, which is a factor. But how would you lose your reading of the game so steeply? My argument is he's just feeling the pressure. It's only normal. When a fourth choice, third choice centre back is all of a sudden pushed to basically um, weight our expectations for the season. It's not going to pan out. Like what FIFA career mode would, right? Like, we can't expect that to happen. Um, but yeah, man, big up Ashik again. Also, big up every single one of you in the chat as well. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 2K. And also, don't forget to smash the likes. Jagog was mentioning thoughts on Brahim getting less minutes, but actually doing more than some starters. We have discussed about this, right?
Yeah,
Like
we
Carlo
talked about it.
has his way. Eventually, I'm telling you, Brahim is gonna have a key role. This is the other, side of the coin, that the more he is kind of held back, reserved, he's gonna have, that fire in him to, really push his level, and that happens more often than not. Big up Ricardo
In
was
the game
mentioning the
against
goal week.
in the game against Las Palmas, was Brahim starting? Like I remember one of the games he was starting. Which one was it? Was it Las Palmas or before that?
I think it was before Las Palmas. Oh, I think was it Las Palmas where he was absolutely
Yeah, I think
missing.
he plays in place of Bellingham. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. I don't know what to say regarding that. Some players I think they're better on the bench. You know,
I
uh,
just think it's the
mm,
fact that what position
mm,
and what role he's playing in. and the fact
Yeah.
like how the opponent approaches this game. These games where the opponents are letting you have the initiative and you have a lot more of the ball. I think Brahim has that capability to unlock defenses with his movement and with his reading of
Mm.
the space, like you said. So for me,
Yeah.
like games like these are tailor made for Brahim. But when opponent is like kind of pressuring you, not giving it proper time and space, like in the last Palmas game, and he was much deeper on the pitch comparatively compared to today.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
game, so I kind
100%.
of like he felt a little struggled a little bit, and he was more central in that game than today, because today he had the freedom to switch wings and play out wide, play in the half space and
Yeah.
everything.
100%. Yeah, you have a point. You have a point. Because I was watching the last Palmas game, I think, last night, a retelecast, and I noticed that they were absolutely onto us. They're one of the best teams in Spain in terms of pressing. Like I really could see, what you were mentioning even earlier. Ricardo was saying the goal we conceded has been a recurring theme. Camavinga lost the ball unnecessarily, and then instead of stepping forward, the entire team backs away, allowing Atleti to cross the ball. And yeah, um, I've no words because even Mo was mentioning in the chat that Mendy isn't closing down. That's always going to cost us because how many times have we sat here in this very um, meeting, in this very pod, in this very post match arena, if I may call it, and reiterated that we are not very proactive when closing down danger. People just wait for maybe they to fluff the delivery, or maybe one of the center backs to sweep up. Like I don't get it. Fran Garcia, I can expect that he's not defensively astute, but when Mendy does that, I don't get it.
On the flip side,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised like with how good Lucas
Mm.
Vazquez was like closing down spaces, because he
Yeah.
was absolutely not letting anything get past him into the
Mm.
box, like crossing wise, and
Mm.
like as
Mm.
as much as he could help it. Obviously, they still got in a few crosses, but like if he could
Yeah.
help it, it wouldn't go past him. Whereas Mendy kind of like backed off a few times, and I kind of mentioned it in the chat, like you said, for me, Mendy gave their players a lot of time and space to put in crosses, and I think with the way our backline was set up today, that should not have happened. So I was kind of disappointed with him.
Mendy was in his Zidane zone. You saw where he lost the
Yeah.
ball as well. Like he's trying to control it, with that fine touch. I have no idea what's gotten into him, but this won't happen in the Champions League. I'll tell you that. Hopefully, we don't expect this from Mendy at all. Um, yeah, we have to be very proactive in closing down. We know our weaknesses. People are watching. People are gonna be watching hours of film evidence that's
I
already
was kind
out
of
there. Mm.
I was kind of watching the
Mm.
Leipzig game today when they were playing against Union Berlin, and they like especially with Chesko, they kind of like took advantage a lot of they were putting a lot of balls in for Chesko to chase down and score, and from set pieces they were pretty good. So I think this is something that we're gonna have to watch out for when we play them in the Champions League.
It's gonna be peak, man. We have to be a lot more proactive. Like I said, we can't afford to, depend on our, even our, even our most healthy, back line wouldn't deal with crosses. So you can't expect when Militao and Alaba are missing to really help us out with aerial balls, man. Like this is gonna hurt us if we are not careful. Ricardo was mentioning why didn't Benny play this match? I think he had a bruise on his shoulder or something, right, before the
From
game.
what I've seen, he had like neck pain or something.
Uh,
They said
mm,
cervical pain or something. I'll have to check the details, but yeah, that's what I heard.
right. Yeah. Hopefully he's fit for Girona. I think the very fact that he was on the bench indicates that it's
Yeah,
not
he was kind of
as
also
bad.
warming up during the game, so.
Yeah, yeah. So I completely, completely see that he's gonna be returning for the Girona game
And
next
more than
Sunday, I
Vinicius,
guess.
I want Rudiger to be back.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think he should be back as well, right? Like he was almost pushing to play the game, but unfortunately, I think the pain was too much or something. I read.
Mm.
That guy King was saying the decision making was poor. I think was on the goal. I reckon. Um, right. Ashko was saying Rodrigo's making less mistakes with Alaba around, but with Nacho's passiveness doesn't help. Alaba is another entire conversation. I'm not a fan of Alaba defensively as well. Like, yes, he has his days where he is, good. Especially his ball progression and whatnot is great. But as a pure defender, not much of a fan. Um, Ricardo was mentioning the ball didn't even have to reach Llorente. Depay was totally unmarked again and unchallenged when that ball was played in. Maybe had we not backed off, we could have made a challenge on that ball. And that wasn't even the first instance where, we completely let players be unmarked. Like there was a point where, who was it? Who heads the ball into Modric's back,
It was on a
like towards the
corner,
end
I
of the.
think. It was a corner, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact
Modric
exact
really
details.
having to defend a corner, like.
Man, Morris got lucky on that one, but you wish you have that luck every game.
I mean, what's the instructions from the coaching
For
staff? Like, I
for
don't
me,
get it.
I kind of like get everybody in the chat and their points, about like taking off too many attackers and subbing on a lot of midfielders. The change in the way we were approaching the game, I think, didn't help, and it kind of threw us off for a loop. Especially because when Kamavinga loses the ball high up, you don't exactly have a defensive midfielder to go and challenge the ball where Memphis won it. So that's what I
Yeah,
was talking about. We were caught in transition. Like they won the ball high and they kind of quickly passed it on into the dangerous area, and we were like kind of caught flat-footed. We didn't really know how to deal with it, but we could still have done better if Nacho had just been taking a little bit more instead of a challenge for the ball. The fact that Llorente is able to head the ball unchallenged is like it's incredibly disappointing for me.
once the subs happened, like I couldn't really make out some of the positioning. Like at one point, Joselu was partnered by Kamavinga in a part of the play, in the final phase. So, like, was it all basically free for all? Towards the end when Modric and Ceballos came on, I don't get it. Is it down to that too? I
I,
wouldn't know. Hmm.
I think the fact is like if somebody presses up, somebody has to like step
Yeah,
in back
cover for
and
them.
cover for them.
I get it. I
So
get it. I
I
get
kind of
it.
understand that, but the thing is like
Mm,
Kamavinga for this particular play, I think Kamavinga lost the ball, so that kind of the speed
mm,
of the transition kind of caught us out, and we couldn't like get back into shape, and that plays into what you're talking about. The fact that midfielders substitutes coming on didn't exactly have
yeah,
a clear idea in mind like, as to where they have to be to defend the ball, so kind of didn't help us much.
100%. Um, yeah, Jack Gog. Oh my God, your name is. I'm gonna just call you here. Yeah, pick up here. He was mentioning a bit of topic, but if we get Mbappe, are we going to go back to the false nine? I think it'll be a flat 4-3-3. Um, yeah, in my opinion, at least. I don't know what more things, but if you want to really answer,
More can't read that name. I don't know what that is.
yeah, there you go, there you go. Right. Who should we shift our focus to next? Jude Bellingham, I think. Despite him again not scoring and assisting, I think he had a brilliant game. I'm not sure you're too keen on his
No, no, no.
performance.
For me, it's like overall he had a pretty decent game, and the thing is
Mm,
like for me, I have to frame it as the fact that what the result was. The result was a draw, and like he had a lot of threat. He created a lot of chances. Like he was
mm,
brilliant in the job that he had to do. But I think the attack as a whole, I kind of like don't want to judge player by player. I kind of like I like looking at it like as what did the attack do, and we created
mm.
a lot of chances, and I think we could have done better in converting some of them. So for me, yeah, the blame is less on Jude compared to say Rodrigo. But for me overall, I think the attack had to do a little bit better, and at least get another goal. For the fact that we couldn't do that, like it's like it was kind of disappointing. But what you say about Jude being having a good game overall, if you take away the fact that if you take away the last goal that we conceded, we will be here and sitting here and praising him. But the fact that we conceded the goal, and then you have to put everything into the context of the results. So maybe not as high, but yeah, he definitely had a good game.
I get your point, but yeah, like, man, I think he created enough chances. Was in my opinion, was the guy with the most.
See, if I was
You
ranking
know,
the
mm,
front three, the attacking most attacking player Madrid had, I'd probably go Brahim, Bellingham, and Rodrigo. So for
mm,
me, he was better than Rodrigo. He created a lot of chances, maybe a little bit less than Brahim because Brahim managed to score that goal, and he
yeah.
created a lot of dangerous situations. So yeah, maybe not at the level of Brahim, a little bit below him, but yeah, he was a lot better than Rodrigo was today.
Brahim and like Jude and even Fede, like they were very
Fede was
key in,
also good, yeah.
yeah, basically, very key to whatever good that we did, especially in the attacking phase. So I feel like the defense, the situation, the circumstances going into the game itself didn't, help their causes. But I completely get your grievance that, maybe Jude should have done better, um, especially with some of his, decision making as to when to shoot and, when to lay it off. But yeah, man, Jude, I think again is a live wire. Like whenever he's on the pitch, especially down the left where he, more often than not pops up nowadays. Um, he's just scintillating to watch, and the way he basically combines, he nets midfield and the attack is sublime. His temperament, his reading of the game is top notch. Like, yeah, I just feel for him. When commentators are basically taking the chance to point out that, oh, he hasn't really scored in the last 6 games. It doesn't give you the whole picture, right? Like, we knew that this was going to happen, where the roles are going to be a bit altered and he wouldn't be on the end of high high percentage chances anymore, right? But he's still being the difference. And I think if he keeps up this form, this might be the pathway towards something special,
Yeah,
even in the Champions League.
yeah. For me, see, this is the thing I was saying. I don't want to label like direct criticism towards any player because individually, for me, it's really tough to say, oh man, you should have done. Like, I would need to go on a very microscopic level and kind of pick faults to
Mm.
point out individually. For me, I want to like look at it as the whole attack as a whole, and I felt like they could have done a lot better, with some of the chances. And even Fede, that one chance that we both talked about in the group, where he kind of passed the ball to Rodrigo instead of sending the ball to Jude because Jude was in a much better position. If that
Yeah,
ball had gone in, and we might have been having a different conversation.
decision making was a problem, right,
Yeah,
throughout the night, especially on the offense.
yeah,
Because remember Lucas Vasquez bobbing down the right acres of space. If he shoots like a couple of seconds before he attempts to take the shot, maybe he tests the keeper, or maybe the keeper rebounds it to someone, uh, you know, on the path to one of the runners. But yeah, Brahim, Jude, Fede,
yeah.
Rodrigo was probably the
Uh,
worst of the lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I
gone.
think we need to talk a little bit more about Fede because like I think
Mm.
Fede had a brilliant game. For me, after Brahim, he would probably be my best player for Real Madrid. Like
Mm.
Fede, sorry, Brahim, Fede, Lucas Vasquez, even Carvajal, like these guys, like really stepped up today. For me, the way he carried the ball, like from defense to attack, those
The
transitions,
amount of times he
yeah,
crucially intercepted the ball in transition as well.
yeah, and the way he
So
was
clean. Mm.
the way he was running into space and carrying the ball, I was like kind of watching a video and it was like Fede Valverde is like 95th percentile or 97th percentile for like midfielders for with progressive carries in the world.
Mm.
So for me, I think this attribute of him is something that we don't really discuss a lot, but that is something that Ancelotti has used, so many times and to good effect. So for me, I think Fede created a lot of chances with that. The only thing, like like we discussed, I think the combination between all these four guys, like Fede, Brahim, Jude, and Rodrigo, could have been better. And it would have been more. It would have been helpful if he had at least nicked the goal from those chances. And like the one chance we were talking about, I kind of felt like Fede went with the easier pass to Rodrigo, then going for the difficult pass towards Bellingham. That's something that we don't really often say about Fede Valverde, choosing the easy pass. But I kind of felt that he did that. Maybe it was to kind of like catch the Atleti defense off guard because like everybody
Because
was expecting.
Jude was the obvious
Yeah,
option. Yeah.
Jude was the obvious option, but I think he kind of put Rodrigo in a difficult place because he had a much acuter angle compared to Jude, who would have had the whole goal to aim for. So for me, yeah, those moments, like you said, decision making in the final third, if it had been better, it probably would have been talking about 3 points in the back.
But in my opinion, like especially in the first half, our combinations down the right were pretty lethal. We're
Yeah,
pretty,
it was pretty little, and the thing is like you're right in that, but the point is when it got into the final third, when it got into around the box, we couldn't get the right pass.
even the first goal was fortunate. Yeah, yeah. You have a point. I get it. But yeah, I wouldn't fault them for not combining well. But again, man, like, we lack cold-blooded finishers. We lack that focal point. Like this decision to just have Hosselu, or like, we were this close to even not having Hosselu, right? Like, um, was always going to hurt us. Like, even come the Champions League, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, or if Hosselu starts and then we have to bring someone on to the pitch as a game changer. Like, we don't have that guy that would put fear into
That
center
pure goal
backs.
scorer.
Yeah. Like say someone like your friend Mbappe is on the pitch, all the attention, all the nerves of the center
I
backs.
don't
Just
know why
imagine
you talk about that guy instead of my friend Haaland. Maybe my if my friend Haaland was on the pitch.
your friend Haaland. Your friend is sarcastic,
I know.
basically.
I was just
Yeah,
messing with you.
right. Haaland is much more of a positive notion,
Yeah,
right? Like, and also a more improbable one, given
yeah.
what his contract is like at City. But yeah, man, that focal point basically makes every good play null and void. And let's be honest, like we have to big up Carlo for getting us where we are.
Man,
In
if he
Feb.
had won this game, I would have said that this was the best managerial performance I have watched Real Madrid manage in a long time.
Yeah.
Because to go into this game, to go against a team that has exploited your weaknesses in dealing with crosses so far this
Mm.
season, they've been the best at it. They have really known where to hit us, and to go with a makeshift defense, which has absolutely no ability to deal with aerial balls. To have Carvajal, I guess he's 5'7", 5'8", playing as center back alongside Nacho, like what 5'11", and then you have Mendy on the other side, who absolutely has no idea how to deal with aerial balls. And Lucas Vazquez, I mean, come on, he's a makeshift right back. To go with that back line and to manage to keep a clean sheet. If he had done that, it would have been incredible. But okay, we didn't keep a clean sheet. We considered one goal, but for me, with the way this team played, especially with the grit and the determination they showed at the beginning, it was like incredible. And I think a lot of credit has to go towards Ancelotti, not just for the way he set up the team, but also the fact that the way he had the team playing when we were in possession of the ball. Is like we don't really see Real Madrid play these fast passes, these one touch football that we saw today in the first half. I think that was incredible.
100%. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah. One more
why.
thing, one more thing. I think
Uh,
this was the football they played in the first half would be something that Farouk would be proud of.
yeah, 100%. Like he would be sitting there, not gonna say what I just thought of, what Farooq would be doing watching that. But
You would say this is what I pay the money for.
yeah, he would he would be saying that, and then he would be, I'll say it, he would be basically warming up his lotion, right? Like watching that unfold, because
Yeah.
that was pretty immaculate, the way we kind of yeah, there was literally an onslaught, from both sides,
There, there,
mostly the right side.
there's a good
Mm.
comment by Ashik. I say he says, "Want a cold-blooded finisher? You need smooth balls, and there's only one way out of the goal drought: Manscaped."
Ashik has been sending me some ad cues, on Insta DMs. I have to read a couple of them out someday, but not today, bro. Especially when we have a good day, I'm gonna get to it. It's it's
I,
it's
I,
it's
I,
worth.
I think with the cue that Ashik has given, it might be a good title to see what the new ad that Doris has sent in us. I don't know what you think.
100%. The Super Bowl special. Big up Doris again. Big up Manscaped again.
It's time to talk about Manscaped again. So, ever since we started this podcast, you guys asked us how you can help us out and support us. Well, we are happy to announce that we've been sponsored by Manscaped, and it just so happens that the Super Bowl is happening this weekend, and Manscaped is here to bring you the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit, the absolute goat, of grooming and precision trimming, and you can get yourself a good little discount from manscaped.com if you use our code LBR20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. So in this Beard Hedger Pro Kit, you get everything you need to create your own signature look and especially do it with ease. You get the Beard Hedger, which is a cordless trimmer that is also waterproof, so you can just shave in the shower. There's no mess. It is high precision, and you get one guard that has 20 adjustable lengths. So you don't need 20 different guards. You can just have one guard that is adjustable to 20 different lengths for high precision shaving. And in the kit you get also a bunch of things. You get like a beard balm, you get beard oil, shampoo, conditioner, you get a beard brush, you get beard scissors, you get a comb, you get a bunch of things. So definitely check out Manscaped. And of course, what better time to do it than now, especially as the Super Bowl is coming up and you want to look fresh for the ladies, especially if you're going out on that day. And definitely, go and check out manscaped.com. Use code LBR20 at checkout, to get 20% off and free shipping. That's LBR20 for 20% off and free shipping. And thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring us. And back to the video.
Big up Doris, big up Manscaped. You heard the woman. Perfect excuse to even give the beard hedger. Is it 2.0, 3.0? I forget. But yeah, big up Manscaped, man. They even have stuff for the beard as well. Like I'm pretty sure people don't know much about their beard trimmer range as well. Go on, Mo. Big up, big up. Right, right. Big up, Tasman. But yeah, moving on. A few comments before we, slowly kind of wrap this up. Ashik was mentioning Tony Cruz. What a game he had today. Remember, his boots have as many UCLs as Barca had in their whole existence. Tony Cruz was amazing. Again, neat, tidy. His defensive work rate, I was super pleased by, today, combined with Kamavinga, basically they had to sweep it up more often than not. Anything to add more? Cruz. Yeah. It was it was straight shot at I mean it was shot straight at Oblak, right? Yeah. If it was either side, yeah, 100%. 100%, 100%. But I think with the Euros and the balance, he might really think that he has a year left, but it can also flip the other way. Basically, him saying to himself that the Euros might be a nice way to bow out. But yeah, mm, yes, mm, yeah, yeah, 100%. That guy King was mentioning Alaba. She was saying Vidi had a neck pain arguing with the referee before the game. That's funny as fuck. That guy King was mentioning Alaba is better as a left back. Um, is a better left back. I don't think so. Tasaliba was saying, give me a reason besides that when Vinny was injured and Rodrigo had to free space to roam. When was Rodrigo good? He plays one good game and three bad. We can't be having that. Um, well, Broski, let me put it this way. Rodrigo, yes, has been having a rough patch. He had one purple patch, so far this season, but we are merely at halfway point, right? Um, this is a formation that really doesn't, do anybody any favors. And he basically carried our attack the entire time that Vinny was out. I'm not sure what else is he supposed to do. Everybody has a bad game. I get it. It is frustrating that someone we put so much expectation upon really has made performances. I'm not going to defend him, but I'm going to have faith in him. I'm not going to lose it unless and until he really, stinks up the gaff during the Champions League run, in which he's not going to. I just know that deep down. Um, Consistency, he'll gain it. 100%. Um, who else should we touch upon? Mo. He was brilliant. Lucas Vasquez, like I'm telling you, people who would think twice before saying yes to a contract extension are not Madridistas, in my opinion. There wouldn't be many, but there would be some, purists like Farouk who would. It's not really Farouk, but people akin to Farouk who would say, "Oh, maybe we could give that spot to someone else." Maybe someone from the academy, or maybe we could buy a young Spanish talent like Ara Martinez, to be backup or something. I don't know. There's plausibilities that can be explored, which could be better. But name me someone who would play for the badge, bleed white, and step into any position down the right, especially when needed, and deliver a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 more often than not. I don't think,
Yeah,
people
I
can
completely
really
agree
look
with what you
past
said. I just want to
Lucas.
say that I kind of like forgot to unmute myself after the ad, so apologies, guys. But yeah, now
Oh,
I
okay.
should be fine.
Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Um, But yeah, Lucas Vasquez. Mo had asked me what did I think about Lucas Vasquez. Lucas Vasquez was like what Mo said as well, second or third best player on the pitch by a long shot. Hmm.
Yeah, no, Ashik said, "Mo, you're mounted again," so that was kind of funny.
Okay, fair, fair. Right, big up Ashik, man. Um,
Yeah. Besides that, I think
th-
we only talked about Tony Cruz when I was kind of muted. So yeah, Tony Cruz, brilliant, controlled the game well.
right, right. Oh yeah, you were muted during that. Yeah, man. Tony Cruz, I think neat and tidy. He should be keeping up this level of performances for us to stand a chance because he's
Yeah.
perhaps after Fede, our most important midfielder.
Yeah, for me,
Go
I
on.
just to say that like what I said about Tony Cruz, the fact that I kind of hope that he carries on, and doesn't decide that to do as a done and leave after the World
Yeah,
Cup. So that was kind of was what I was alluding to, because there's a chance that he might play in the Euros, like you were saying. So for me, overall, like he's been brilliant. Like I said, like I told you before already. But yeah, overall, I think I hope he continues for one more year and doesn't exactly leave us, in the lurch, I guess.
100%. Um, Ashik was mentioning, I know there were shots taken against Rodrigo, but it's a crime to forget his defensive contribution. Oh, the tracking back that he did on, who was it, Hermoso? Or was it Saul?
I don't
Um,
exactly remember. I think maybe it was Riquelme or something. It was in the first half, right?
Probably, I think it was in the first half. Or
Yeah.
was it in the second half? I'm not sure. Blah, 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 blah. I think
Yeah,
it was in
but
the
I mean,
first half. Yeah.
irrespective of who it was, it was an athletic player, so they don't have
Yeah.
any names. So regardless of that, I think that defensive contribution really needs to be highlighted.
On Hermoso. It was on Hermoso.
It was on Hermoso. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, no worries. But I mean, come on, man. I think that tackle, that last ditch tackle in the box was like pretty cool.
Yeah. He even prevented it going out for a goal kick. I mean, for a corner as
Yeah,
well. So yeah, man, big up Rodrigo. Big up Bashik as well for pointing it out. But it's a crime to forget his defensive contribution today. There was one defensive play where they diffused a clear chance and kept the ball in play as well. 100%. She was also mentioning Bellingham put a lot of the blue collar work in today. We had to protect that shaky backline, and midfield had to be near perfect. 100%. Tassalib again. Rodrigo will be sold for 90 million plus euro to 110 million. Believe me, and it's coming from a Rodrigo fan. Are you a Rodrigo fan, Tassalib?
So I have
Because
sometimes like when you used to talk about Rodrigo earlier this season, I used to have the same reaction. So that you're a Rodrigo fan.
I'll point out when he's having shocking performances, but I don't think today was a shocking performance.
But the
No,
thing
I
is,
don't think
like,
so.
this is something that has been worrying me ever since the news that came out yesterday came out. I
Mm.
don't know, man. What will happen? Let's see.
No way. If Mbappe comes, Rodrigo's going to be sold. I don't think so. No,
No, I don't
he'll
think
get
it'll
at
be
least.
immediately, but it would happen with the way, because we're so many midfielders, and Jude, like any manager wouldn't be comfortable changing Jude's position, because he's been so good
Yeah,
from the center of the park, coming into the box, making those late runs. So you don't really want to mess with Jude's position. Winnie kind of has adapted. Mbappe, we kind of like, if he comes, you'll have to adapt to it. So that kind of leaves Rodrigo.
but if it's a 4-3-3, right?
If you go with a 4-3-3,
4-3-3.
you kind of like you only can play three midfielders, right? So you've got Bellingham, you got Fede, so that it only leaves one spot for Kamavinga and Chouameni. So that also kind of like, for me, it doesn't seem likely, and especially if you
We'll
don't
go
have.
back to our roots. I believe so more. This is, I think,
For
something of
me,
a
I still,
temporary fix.
I kind of think that Ancelotti is gonna stick to this formation even if Mbappe comes.
Really?
Yeah, because this formation is like kind of giving us a lot of dynamism from the midfield, especially with
Mm,
Kamavinga and these guys like Fede, especially carrying the ball up the pitch and attacking spaces. And Fede has been covering for Carvajal as well, and it has like regenerated Carvajal from the right back position, and he kind of has been able to cover in the half spaces. With Chouameni, if Chouameni had been here today, probably he does a better job covering the defensive areas of the game than Kamavinga did in certain situations. Like I'm being too harsh, but in the final situation, if we had Chouameni, we might have been able to stop Memphis getting a free header. So I think this formation is kind of working out a little bit. I think Vinny and Rodrigo are the main ones who have kind of had their struggles, but like Ancelotti has adapted the whole thing with his whole play style to how to get the best out of everybody. If Mbappe comes, I think he's kind of like he is adaptable. He's incredibly good, and he's very good at combining with others. So for me, I kind of feel like this thing is gonna continue. I mean, you
well,
also have a valid point if we go back to
Rodrigo
Chelsea.
from the bench, regardless, would still cook, in my opinion.
I
When we
mean,
need it.
he would be
Yeah.
good. It's not about him not being good, but would he be satisfied? That's the thing.
I think he would be, should be,
No, I don't
considering
think so.
the personnel
I
in
don't
front
think
of
so.
him.
I think it will all depend on game time. We'll see though.
Mm,
But the
let's
thing
see,
is,
let's see.
Mbappe is like you never
Yeah.
know if he's coming. He might still renew with PSG. So don't get your
Yeah,
hopes.
exactly. Like, I'm not getting my hopes up. Did I
No,
mention about it? Did
it's to
anyone
the
mention
chat.
about it in the chat?
It's to the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the group chat, nobody talked about it,
No, no.
right? Like when it broke. So we all know, where we stand with the whole Mbappe situation. Ashik was mentioning what the fuck is up with the selfless plays. Vasquez passed the ball, and unfortunately, the ball bounced off Atletico defender and fell on Brahim's trajectory. Goal was a bit lucky. Lucas Vasquez should have taken the shot. Yes, hesitance. It's not really selfless.
I kind of read a funny comment
Hesitance.
about it on Reddit. It's like people were saying that there was perfect tiki taka between Atleti and Madrid players. Because Lucas Vazquez passes the ball, and I think it was Koke from Atleti who kind of passed the ball
Okay.
onto Brahim's path. So perfect
Yeah,
tiki taka with a combined Madrid team.
yeah. It was funny. But yeah, man, we got lucky on the day. Son, big up Son, he was mentioning how to define Mendy's dribbling. Audacious. I would say daring. Audacious, nerve wracking for the people watching on. But yeah, I think most of the time he pulls it off. And he really, I think, had a huge few forays into midfield as well. I'm a fan of Mendy, so like I'm not the best guy to really dissect his performance. Yes, there was a couple of occasions where he was a bit too dodgy when when posed with a better opposition. They might really capitalize on
I
such
think when he goes on
comical
those
errors.
when he goes on those runs, when you're watching it as a Madrid fan, you kind of your heart rate kind of goes up. Today watching the game, I think I got like 6 heart rate notifications from my heart rate going up too high. So
Right. It's understandable. Understandable, but I like that edge that Mendy has. When he takes
you like
certain
it
risks.
you like it till it doesn't backfire on us.
Yeah, 100%. When he pulls it off, I'm a
I
huge
remember
fan.
there was this one moment where he lost the ball higher up the pitch, and I think it was the one where Griezmann like shot the ball, but Lunin pulled off the save like from Griezmann's back heel. If that hadn't gone
Oh
in,
yeah.
if that had gone in, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be here, sitting criticizing Mendy. So
He had a few good clearances as well.
yeah,
So some of the slide tackles that he pulled off as well was pretty neat. Yeah, man, I just hope he gets his way back. We need him. We can't rely on Fran to carry us in the Champions League. Yeah, Darga King was. Oh, everybody's mentioning most mic being muted. Ashik was mentioning, don't forget Carvajal unless I missed it. We knew he's going to be a steady, centre back. He's not going to be the best, but you could see, despite him being 5'7", we knew how much of a um, how much of a level of performance he would be, giving, especially when trying to clear balls aerially as well. Like he tries his best. His leap is pretty commendable for someone that shot. Right? Like it always surprises me. Carvalho has some jet skis on. Maybe the gluten is kicking in. Rajat was mentioning the board cheaped out from getting a centre back, 100%. Um, he's asking, will Mbappe finally come here, or is it another saga like it was from 2022? I don't know, man. The way that Fabrizio's talking, the way how Vinicius is liking certain posts and whatnot, I don't really understand.
What
What
I
would
know
be?
is from Madrid's end, there's no confirmation that he's agreed to a deal with Madrid. So that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
yeah. Um, Sun was saying agreed with Mo. Diamond is to stay with Mbappe. Addresses the striker against left wing situation issue neatly too. Yeah, maybe. Um, right. TJ Kong was mentioning, come on, guys. Rodrigo was good today. We was unlucky, and Nacho and Alaba throughout the season been making these mistakes. Rodrigo wasn't really good. He wasn't terrible as well, but it was kind of a mid performance.
I think we would
Expect a
have
lot
been
from.
having a different conversation about Rodriguez's performance had that Llorente goal not gone in.
Yeah, maybe. Um, but I wasn't over the moon either. But it is what it is. National Alaba, yes, they were having these very characteristic of them. These mistakes has been like plaguing their performances for large parts of the season. Raja was mentioning Nacho was absurdly crap today. A real life app gave him live app gave him rating of 2.
I don't
Okay,
know what that
not
app is. I'm sorry.
not sure, but yeah, rightfully so. That goal basically sealed our fates. So PJ Kong was saying, pray we play well and Militao can come back good in March.
I hope Militao comes back soon. Militao and
He's in
Courtois
his
coming back
drip.
is like gonna be like a new transfers for us.
Of course, that's the narrative that's gonna be running.
El
Um,
fichaje es Militao.
mm, I don't know how fit he'll be, man, especially coming back from such a big injury. He'll need time. What happens in March? March 3rd or something is the second leg, right? So yeah,
I don't
if
think
we go through,
I don't think either of
mm,
them will play in the round of 16 at all. But if we go
yeah,
through, because like Leipzig is a good team, so we have to be careful there. But if we do go through, I think quarterfinals could be a realistic target. Like with the way we have been hearing about things, obviously we don't have insider scoop, right? So we can't really say anything. But it would be good to have them if they are back for the quarterfinals, both of them.
mm, I'll ask Francesco. He might give us a timeline. But I don't think the timeline would be correct by a long shot because these injuries are in your average days out.
There was a funny rumor I actually read yesterday about
Mm,
like I was gonna ask you, but I decided not to. It's like it was kind of like somebody said that the coaching staff has already been told that Mbappe is signing for Madrid, because from what I have, like the information I've had is like Mbappe hasn't really communicated to Madrid, but there was this guy who comes on like and says that, oh, the coaching staff has already been told. So I was gonna ask you, and you should ask Francesco, has he been told anything like that?
100%. I'm pretty sure he's not going to say anything now, but come the summer, and the transfer window is open, and we'll have him, hopefully, fingers crossed, on the pod.
Yeah.
We can ask him straight up, so we can get his live reaction from his face, where he wouldn't be able to lie. I think would be because if I ask him now, he'll be prepared for that. If he comes on, he'll be like, nah, I should have a henchman face.
Yeah, and the thing I was talking about was like kind of funny, because it said that Madrid, like the management told managers, and then the players heard that is how Vinny found out that Mbappe is coming, so that is why he's liking the
Okay,
post.
there might be some truth to it, right? Like, why would just Vinny just like it? I don't know. Maybe Vinny is just playing around. I'm not sure.
It's kind of like it gives a picture of managers and management and the coaching team talking in seclusion,
Yeah.
shadily, and the players trying to eavesdrop on their conversation. So it's a
Maybe Vinny might be heading to the loo, and on the way he heard this. He's like, oh shit. Might be true. I don't know. I should ask Francesco how far are your private meeting rooms to the loo. If it's too close, maybe what I predicted might have happened. But yeah, man. I don't think we're gonna get a clear picture until June, July.
I think ESPN were saying that he's gonna inform everybody this week. So let's see if that happens.
He's been informing people about this for how long?
The ESPN priest actually, like the With Le Parisien, I heard that the reporter is not very reliable, and Mbappe kind of called him out during the summer. But
Last
ESP,
summer, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the summer gone by. But ESPN, they
Mm-hmm.
kind of said that Mbappe hasn't exactly informed PSG, and like the people who are reliable for PSG have also said that PSG don't have any information about it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens.
The
Yes,
Julian Laurent's guy, is he reliable?
Julian Laurent, I think he's pretty he's like he has some good friendship with Benzema. From what
Mm-hmm.
I know, he has some connections with Mbappe's camp. But like
Okay.
last it wasn't last summer. It was like the year after. Uh, yeah, it was during. Do you remember when Mbappe signed his extension with PSG in 2022? There was a rumor that
Mm.
came out that Mbappe wants to leave. He's not happy with having signed that extension. I don't know if you remember that. A lot of people believe
There's
that.
had so many shit,
Yeah, a lot of
going
a
on.
lot of
But
people said that. So he said that
mm.
it was like the Mbappe camp that fed him that rumor. So, but
Mm-hmm.
that was like kind of backtracked. But the thing is, like a lot of people had the same rumor, not just him. So maybe he has some connections. But the thing is, like the Mbappe camp has like backtracked previously as well. From 2022 summer, they had an agreement with Madrid, but then they also went and signed an agreement with PSG. So this is something they have done before as well. So I wouldn't like take anything to heart.
I don't watch ESPN much, but more you would know. Like, if you tell me that this guy is reliable, we're gonna get him on the pod,
Now, man,
for the summer.
the thing is like like with Mbappe, nobody's reliable because basically Mbappe doesn't know what Mbappe wants to do. So he, like I
Mm.
said, the summer before, like in 2022, Mbappe had an agreement with Madrid, but he also had an agreement with PSG, and after that, he gave Madrid his word. There is a reason why everybody was almost saying that he's gonna come, he's signed with Madrid and everything, but then
Mm.
he kind of went back on his word and he decided to sign with PSG.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna put in a word with Sam, and if this gains some traction, hopefully in the summer we can
I
talk
mean,
to
if we can get Julian to come
Julian
on,
Law.
it's gonna be big because he's like always on
Mm.
on all the big on all the big UK channels and everything, English channels,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
ESPN, and ESPN is obviously American, but BT Sports and all those bigger names. And
Yeah.
he's also big in
Yeah.
France with RMC and stuff like that. So he's a
Yeah.
big name.
Let's see. Let's see. Fingers crossed. The summer is gonna be lit. Either ways. If we add a Champions League win, oh my goodness, that's gonna be special, right? It's gonna be
I mean,
something
if
else.
he win the Champions League and beat Mbappe in the process, he might not come again. Just
It
like
might
the
happen.
last time.
It might happen, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything, and really,
Just his mother kind of like a tweet in 2022 where she
Mm.
said that what's the point of joining a team that can win with Champions Leagues without you? You should stay at a team and be the first to win. You will be more valuable with PSG and stuff. Who knows what might happen?
Right. Just absolutely ludicrous. Let's see how it pans out. Mbappe thing, I don't know why we give airtime to that guy when he is.
Now, I mean, the thing is like this
mm,
guy is like whatever we think about decision making is like he is the best player in the world, man. Come on, if
mm.
Mbappe comes to Madrid, all of us are gonna be incredibly happy because Mbappe is a player you want to like. Mbappe is a player Farouk would pay his money to watch.
Said it's going to be working overtime as a big upset. He was mentioning he's one of the biggest French journalists, man. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Few more of the comments before we slowly wrap this up. Rajat was saying, unlucky Ibrahim, he was stellar today. Could have and probably should have gotten a couple of goals. 100%. He was really good. Son was mentioning loved Carlos' gesture making to call VAR. Is it? Yeah, it's a square that we expect, right? But I think Carlo drew a fish ball in the air. So I didn't really understand what he was doing. But yeah, but big up Carlo. I'll ask Francesco if he was referring to something else. Ashik was mentioning for all the Rodrigo haters, don't forget that Atletico parked a bloody content in front of their net. Very deep block. Rodrigo still got out a few times, but he got bullied. Ashik was also saying Rodrigo is more pure footballer than a speed monster athlete, but I have to admit Brahim is definitely more fun to watch. I'm telling you, Rodrigo's gonna have days like that. Brahim is just super hungry to get into the mix. So let's reserve our judgments until the end of the season. Ashik was mentioning if Hamilton can sign for Ferrari, then Mbappe signing at Ferrari of football is a possibility. I don't know
I
about
mean,
that, man. I'm a Ferrari fan, but
in football, I can
yeah,
say Madrid is much bigger than Ferraris in Formula One.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, Rajat was saying we have won one Madrid derby this year in the Supercopa de España. Other two times, we got fucked up, and then today was okay.
I think we should have won today, and the Copa del Rey game also we kind of played well. The first game was
Mm,
horrible, so for me that one was the way where I would criticize the team. But like other times, I can't really criticize them for not playing well. Like I think they did their best, but you know, things didn't go our way.
100%. But yeah, man, Girona is a test. I watched them. Maybe their goal should have stood. The phase of play and all the drama that went down at the Montilivi. It was a very fun game. Like the way that Sociedad and Girona went, toe to toe. People who missed that game really missed out on what La Liga has been, up to this year. I was a huge critic of the way La Liga teams were setting up last season, but I don't know. Maybe it's us, getting the rub of the green and being on top, making me a bit more um akin to watching more games and whatnot. But yeah, man, I was pleasantly surprised by the level of quality that was on display. Girona and Sociedad really, fought it out, and them dropping 2 points really, is a welcome boost. I was like, totally hoping that we're gonna, go 6 points clear or something. Um,
4 points.
but yeah, 4 points clear, but we are only 2 points clear, and everything to play for on Sunday. Now it's much more of a conversation. If we had won the game, we could have been like, yeah, Girona's gonna be, coming home to basically get trashed. But I think this makes it all the more fascinating, especially for the neutrals, and also for us. This is gonna be a test. But at home, I think we should absolutely tear them apart. If we could, beat them 3-0 away, we should be doing much better when we face them next week.
I was just
But
like,
yeah, man, more.
I would just say, when we played the reverse fixture against Girona, I was like, they were pretty good at the beginning, so we have to be careful about them. And
100%.
yeah, and
100%.
they're a good team, like you said.
Yeah. They've so many threats. I'm a huge fan of so many of their players. Savio, you name it. Yeah,
I think
they're gonna give us.
Dobrick has been having a good season. Kind of flying under the radar, but
Yeah, he was missing. That's one of the prime reasons why they drew against Sociedad. I think he had an injury or something
I hope
before
he's fit for
kickoff.
the game against us.
He's gonna be fit. That's what I hear. So yeah, he's their target man. He's the guy who basically finishes all their
But
neat play.
when I think about it, I kind of realize that if he doesn't play, it's going to be Stuani who's going to play, and Stuani kind of has a good record against Madrid. So
Oh yeah, has always like which other teams did he play for? Before
I
Girona.
think Girona, whenever he plays with Girona, he scores against us for some reason.
Right. Yes, Stuani has been a name that has been, household fixture in La Liga, for years. So like, yeah, I don't think he has the legs anymore, but yeah, the experience, the will, I think, yeah, like especially off the bench, what he adds for Girona is vital. So I hope he, has to start, and basically they don't have an option off the bench. But yeah, Girona is going to be a test, man. And after that, Leipzig very shortly. Next week is going to be pretty hectic for all of us. I just hope we, get out unscathed and still on top of La Liga, and hopefully a good away leg win. I know it's a bit much to ask, but we should be coming away from Leipzig with at least a 1-0 win. Sid was also mentioning Kamavinga is injured most likely. Yeah, I saw some tweets about him basically, limping off the pitch. I'm not sure how that's gonna pan out as well. Mo, thoughts on that?
We'll have to
Injuries?
see. For me, I'm just happy that Chouameni is coming back, and then, if Chouameni comes back and Rudiger is back for the next game, so I think we would be covered. That's the good thing about having like 6 or 7 midfielders in the team. So for me, I'm not that worried as long as it's not serious. If he misses one game, it's okay. He can be back for the midweek against Leipzig, like you said. But we definitely have cover. But it's not like the centre back situation that we currently dealing with just Rudiger, and if he gets injured, we're kind of ruined.
It's crazy. I just hope this doesn't become a recurring theme because we are basically suffering injuries left, right, and center. I just hope we can put a stop to it.
I think
Um,
Hassan and Rajat are saying that there's been an update that Kamavinga is going to be fine. So
okay, thank fuck for that. Hopefully he'll be back after a game. I'm pretty sure the coaching staff is not gonna take any risks. Rightfully so. Hassan was mentioning I was on Jan Kuto watch yesterday. He was meh. Yeah, Jan Kuto is brilliant going forward, but yeah, defensively, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Ashik was saying I'm not even considering Mbappe a Madrid player until he actually starts the preseason for us.
yeah, I was
100%.
actually talking to someone and they said that they're not going to consider Mbappe a Madrid player till they actually score a comeback goal against Getafe to after Getafe are leaving 1-0.
Yeah. Rajat was asking us, will we get Inacio or someone like Euro at centre back?
I mean,
Are we gonna make moves in the summer?
let's see. I think the summer is like too far away to be talking about it, but from what I've heard,
Hmm.
Bastoni in 2025 is the main target. So let's see.
How old is Bastoni? 26?
Not that old, I think. I will have to check his age.
Okay. Brick me. Pedro Porro, I don't care how long it takes to deal with Levy. Really, Pedro Porro? I mean, he's having a good patch with Spurs, but is he that good? I'm not sure. I think the way that Ange Postecoglou, sets up really helps negate Pedro Porro's defensive weaknesses. That's why I think he's thriving. He steps into midfield. He does a good job. His line breaking runs, and I've seen some of his goals from outside the box and whatnot. He's decent, but the step up is going to be huge. Baston is 24. Yeah, I think it's a good profile if he's 24. And I've seen enough of Bastoni to know that is he a left-footed centre back?
He's a left-footed centre back.
Yeah,
He's incredibly good on the ball.
Yeah. What I've seen of Bastoni, I can vouch for him from my time watching Serie A. I don't watch it that much anymore after Milan. Really, took a slump. But whenever I've seen Bastoni, he has been pretty good. Hassan was saying he's the best available. He had been incredible in this attacking fullback role. Attacking fullback role? Oh, he's talking about Pedro Porro. Okay. He'll be another Fran Garcia. Man, I'm not too keen on Pedro Porro. But Bastoni, is he going to be on a free for next year?
Not free. 2025 is
Okay.
the one that I've seen mentioned.
Okay.
They will have to negotiate with Inter. I think he's
How many-
with Inter till 28 or something.
Okay, that's going to be peak then. That's going to be like
I
80
think
million.
26 is Alaba has signed till 26 if I'm not wrong. And Nacho probably ends his contract this season. So let's see what happens. We might give 1 year renewal to Nacho and then get somebody, in 2025. The thing about Inacio, I am not exactly sure who Inacio's agent is, but I think Jorge Mendes is somehow involved in this as well. And
Okay.
Lenny Euro is again, Jorge Mendes is involved, and we have to remember that it's like PSG. are
Barcelona is being held hostage. right?
Yeah, Barcelona is being held hostage, but we don't really want to give them much attention. But with Lenny Euro, the thing is PSG is also interested, and then they have that guy Luis Campos over there, who's essentially Mendes' agent. So that might be a leg up for them. But he's definitely an interesting prospect for Madrid because I know they have been following him.
Right. Leno, you how old is he? 18?
18, yeah.
That's insane. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about these young centre backs. I would like them to be a bit more like I've seen Militao deal with. The transition as well. I saw Saliba getting absolutely manhandled today for the Arsenal goal as well. Yeah, I would like a little more experience on my centre backs, and Bastoni really fits the profile. Rajat was saying don't really want Bastoni, don't play back three formation, we play a back four. That's also a valid point, but I think he's versatile enough to fit in, especially with how much experience he has, and being super, smooth on the ball as well. I think he should fit in fine. But let's just see. Even Rudiger was playing in the back three in a very shaky, Chelsea back line as well. He took a year, but you see how he has basically redeemed himself in the back four. Yeah, just hope Real doesn't go crazy for Davies. Left back, not very consistent.
Yeah, David had an injury, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
MCL kind of like.
Oh, is he out?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be out for a little while. Let's see when he comes
Uh,
back.
mm, okay. Hassan was saying now he's way more technical than Fran. Yeah, yeah. You might be right about that, but still, how low is the bar? Right, that's my question. That's what he was asking. However, try and get Udogi of Spurs. No chance, no chance. He's really good, but Udogi is not going to happen. Euro is the next Varane. Apparently, don't know. FP gonna know what to do. Oh, Florentino,
Florentina,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, we'll have. I wish we had a lot more, stuff to talk about, like what Mark Goldbridge does, for United. But unfortunately, we don't work like that, do we? Right? Like we
No, I
don't.
mean the thing is like talking about transfers is kind of like a double-edged sword because you don't really know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. And I think the thing about Real Madrid is, and this is something that Fabrizio also said in one of his, he actually did a AMA on Reddit, and he said that getting information out of Madrid is like incredibly difficult. So all these
Mm-hmm.
rumors that come out aren't essentially something that you might trust. So just
Mm-hmm.
be careful. But yeah, definitely, any Euro is being followed, and we'll see what happens. And besides that, we kind of have a busy schedule and trophies to win. So more important things to talk about.
100%, 100%. Our focus is on the present, right?
Yeah, and I
What
think
comes in summer.
Hassan made a
Mm.
comment about Davies. He said he has a sprained MCL, so only two to 3 weeks. So he should be
Mm.
back in a month.
Who is Bayern facing? Some minnows, right? In the round of 16?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, someone shite. So expect us to face them again. Another trip to Germany. Good lord. If we go through, yeah, if we go through, I'm not getting carried away. No chance. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna be humble. I played the humble game. I was a little bit cocky last year. Maybe was I cocky? I'm not sure. Was I cocky? I don't remember. But I was a bit more. I had a bit more oomph about me. I should go back to the humble days during the Decimo Quarto season. Where I have no hope. I'm gonna pretend like I have no hope, and that's gonna be my mode from next Tuesday, which is gonna
Does it
hopefully
work if
clinch
you
us
give
that.
your secret sauce away?
I'm not sure, man, but I'm gonna, hold on tight to it and hope that it can really, keep me grounded. Because after a good win, I might, but that might flip the mode on Farouk as well. Remember how when I'm on the low, Farouk is like, "Nah, man, that was a that was a good performance and
But I
whatnot,
remember
right?"
the
Like,
first time we play Face City, neither you or Farouk were like, in 21-22, neither you and Farouk were pretty high on us going through. You both like, yeah, we're gonna crash
yeah,
out. And I was the only one who said, don't count Madrid out.
yeah, 100%. But bro, I mean, back
No,
then,
man,
like,
it was perfectly logical what you guys said.
yeah, yeah. You were kind of the neutralizer, which was needed. You know, I was incredibly pessimistic. I remember for a reason, right? Like what preceded that season wasn't exactly reassuring. Hassan was saying the bar is low if we are looking at the so-called other best right backs in the world. Reece James is built out of biscuits. Trend is will trend. There's no World Cup options available, so we have to look world class options available. So we have to look at the players a level below who could become world class after a season or two. Poro fits that category, in my opinion. I have to watch more of him. So far, the evidence is okay. He's decent,
I think
but
if the club thought that he fit that category, he would have been here from Lisbon itself. For me,
mm,
it's a little bit tough to see Pedro Porro come to Real Madrid. I haven't actually seen him get linked to Madrid. I remember when he was at Lisbon, some people used to do that, but I
yeah,
haven't exactly seen him once he went to Spurs. And for me, I think he's excelling at Spurs as a wingback. I don't know. I don't really watch Spurs, so you guys might know much better about it. But I haven't seen any rumors linking him to Madrid. So, and I think there have been a few other players like Jan Cuoto getting linked. I still think Madrid should just renew Lucas and hope Carvajal and Lucas do the job next season, and then look in 2025 what is available.
you heard the man. You heard the man. Guys, we're gonna slowly wrap this up. A big up every single one of you in the chat again. Like I always reiterate, what makes this podcast what this is because this is a two-way street and we get to have a conversation. Go check out our partners Manscaped over at manscaped.com. Don't forget to apply the promo code LBR20. I repeat, LBR20 to get 20% off and free shipping across almost everywhere around the globe. They have a whole range of stuff, ranging from loungewear to beard oils, beard wax, deodorants, boxers, trimmers, nose trimmers, all of that. So yeah, man. You guys have asked us how can we support the pod. This is the perfect excuse, especially with Valentine's Day around the corner. If you want to get something for your loved ones, be it a girl or a boy, man or a woman, this is the perfect occasion. And yeah, man, check out their new products as well. Lawnmower 5.0, Beard Hedger 2.0, I guess, state of the art.
Weed whacker for your ears.
Yeah, yeah, weed whacker as well. Yeah, so many creative names, but yeah, man, big up Manscaped again. Hopefully, you guys can, show some love to us and show some love to Manscaped. Like I would like to say again, their partnership with us depends on how much love you can show us and how much love you can show them too. And if you guys make a purchase, don't forget to send me a receipt as well so that we can show them that you guys came through us. LBR20 to get 20% off again, people. TJ King was saying, so if you don't score, that means you are having a bad game. I don't know who he's talking about.
I think he's
Rodrigo?
talking about Rodrigo, and we didn't necessarily say he's had a bad game because he didn't score. It's more about the fact that he got into positions where he could have scored and he wasn't as impactful in the final third. And something that we need to keep in mind is the fact that we have to look at everybody's performances with the score in mind, because if Real Madrid wins 1-0, we're probably having a different conversation about Rodrigo and his performance, Jude on his performance, and even Brahim and his performance. But the fact that we didn't, and we managed to give away the goal, you kind of have to look at the fact that we missed a lot of chances to go 2 goals up. So if we had gone those 2 goals up, we would have been up by 3. So for me, I think, Rodrigo maybe not as bad as like we might have come across, but
I think he's talking to Tasali because we didn't really slate Rodrigo much.
No, I kind of get his point, because he seems to think that Rodrigo had a good game. So, but yeah, for me, I think you have to look at it in the wider context. So
you heard the man. Rodrigo, for me, I expect so much from him. Maybe that's why I get disappointed way too easily. I have set a bar for him that is what we saw in November. That's what I expect of Rodrigo. Obviously, not every game is going to pan out that way, but there's still time to go. There's still so many crucial, fixtures in the pipeline as well. Yeah, man. Big up our partners over at Real Madrid Committee as well. The OGs from day one over here. Go check them out. They run a brilliant fan page. The link is in the description below. Big up our audio listeners as well who send in feedback constantly, be it negative or positive. It's super humbling to really talk about the pod, talk about football in general with you guys. So yeah, man, keep doing that. And hopefully we are back here for the Girona preview Thursday, like usual. Thursday slot, we're looking for a Girona guest, but they're hard to come by. Hopefully in the next few years, with the city takeover and whatnot, they're going to be on the rise for sure.
You should just ask Big Steve to come, Big Steve to come on.
That's what my Guti, my mate Guti over at Twitter was telling me. Big Steve is a good shot, but I was like, nah, man, he'll be too busy with.
Girona fans is like they're all Barcelona fans. Maybe we should just get Barca boy to come on.
I don't know. After the Copa del Rey exit, he has been incredibly silent. So I don't know if he's okay. Ashik was saying Rodrigo, Vinny, and Brahim are competing, which is good, and it is the Real Madrid way, 100%. And big up Ashik, big up Hassan, Raja, TJ Kong, here, all of that, all of those guys, man. Big up you guys. Hopefully, see you soon in a bit. Until next time, people. Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.